beliefs are not your problem. It's your belief in the limiting beliefs that is the problem. And if you want to succeed at life and at business, you have to divorce your limiting belief system. Let me tell you first of all what the definition of a belief is. I have it written down here. A belief is an acceptance that something exists or is true, especially one without proof. And that really is the whole dangerous point. We are carrying these beliefs around like a really, really heavy suitcase, letting them rule our lives and rarely questioning their validity. Now, if you want to run a successful business, create a wonderful life with an abundance of happiness and health and joy and wealth and freedom and excitement, you better know that your beliefs are ruling the show, and you need to wipe out the ones that are sabotaging you and limiting you and decide and create the ones that you need to create the life that you want to have. It's really sad because for most people, the limiting beliefs, they win the day. They win the day every day. In the tiniest little actions that you do every single day, your beliefs are winning. And they're either sabotaging you or they're supporting you. Why? But why? Why does that happen? Why do these beliefs have so much power? Well, they're old, they're ingrained, they're powerful, they're strong. We're carrying around these belief systems from our 5, 6, 7-year-old self, but they're still ruling the day to day. Now, they do act like a safety mechanism. They're not just there just to pee us off most of the time. They do have a safety mechanism. And one of my teachers once said to me, the problem that you have now was once a solution for you. And that changed everything for me. The limiting belief that you have at one point was a solution to a problem you had back then. But it's not true anymore. And so we have to rewrite them. So how do we stop those self-sabotaging, self-limiting beliefs ruling the show so that you can go out there and create that business and life that you really, really love? Guess what? I've got 3 simple tips to get you going. So are you ready? So number 1, you have to know this. A belief is a decision. You heard me right. So you want me to test the theory with you, okay? Let's take a classic limiting belief. I've got a fear of being visible. We hear it all the time in the entrepreneur industry. Amazing people in business, and they're just scared of being visible. So I say to you, oh man, that sucks. Tell me, how do you know that you've got that limiting belief? And you tell me, well, I can't do social media, I can't do lives, I can't do my online programs, I don't want to get in front of video. And I'm like, oh, that's just not good news for your business, is it? How's that working out for you? And you go, well, not really making any progress in my business. So then I say, well, can I ask you a question? What is it, how specifically is that limiting belief holding you back? I mean, does it sit on your laptop so you can't use the laptop? Does it stop you from getting out of bed in the morning to take action? Does it make you sit on your hands? I don't mean to mock, but the reason I highlight it in that way is we are very good at reaffirming and almost branding ourselves with this fear and not taking action. But remember, right back at the beginning, I said to you, a belief is a decision. Now, unless that fear is actually physically stopping you from doing something, when you decide not to do it, that's your personal responsibility. You can have an awareness of the discomfort that you don't want to feel, because let's face it, all fear is our desire to avoid emotional discomfort. That's it. So unless that fear is specifically stopping you stealing your laptop, taking your phone, making you lose your voice, sitting on your hands, breaking your... If none of that's happening, you have to accept that your decision to not take action is letting a belief win. And any time you're in that position, you get a choice. I'm aware of it and I can give in to it and do nothing, or I'm aware of it and I'm going to take action anyway. That's how you create courage. Courage isn't something that you can generate without taking action. We can't create certainty around an outcome because that doesn't exist. We can only have certainty in our actions. And when we courageously take action on things that we're uncertain in, we become confident and we get more courageous. And the way that you rewrite those beliefs is to rehearse and repeat new thoughts and new actions. So start that today. So now you know, step number 2 is we now know that we have this belief and it has a very real feeling for us, but in that moment we make a decision to continue to buy into the belief of our much, much younger self and deal with the disappointment and the regret, which is going to come at some point, or we take action anyway. But here's the thing, you don't need to take really, really massive action. I'm all for big action because I think I'd rather rewrite those beliefs straight away. But sometimes if it means that you just get started, taking smaller action, taking a tiny step is absolutely the right answer for you. I said before that we create new beliefs through the repetition of new thought and new behaviour. So if you start to do one small thing new every single day, eventually you will rewrite a new pattern in your subconscious mind, a new belief. The first question that I want you to ask yourself is, what's one thing that I can do to actually just reduce the anxiety and fear around this right now? So before we're even going into action, I'm saying, what's going to make you feel just a little bit better about this right now? Maybe for you it's something like, you know what? I'm going to be okay with just pre-recording for a little while and I'm not going to go live. Or I'm going to start getting interviewing opportunities rather than doing it on my own right now. Maybe you want to start with podcasting so that you're not visible. Maybe you could just start with something once a week instead of 5. You know, our anxiety and our fear escalates when we tell ourselves it has to be this massive action and it has to be now. Start with something that allows you to just turn down the anxiety or fear just a little bit to get you taking those initial first steps, and then when you're ready, and you'll know you're ready, you can start to add on. Because now what you've done is you've pattern interrupted something that was a habitual behaviour for you. You've done something different. Your mind's going to go, oh, I see something new here. And as you keep that momentum going, and you act courageously and you build your confidence, you are going to be that person that rocks IGTV or Facebook Lives or your online course videos. It will naturally come when you stick to the repetition of that new behaviour. I guarantee it. And number 3, super simple, raise awareness of what follows I. I'll say that once more. Raise awareness of what follows I. We use the I statement all the time. I'm always late. I have never got enough time. I've always been overweight. I am, I have, I do. And we say it, I don't know how many times a day. Just listen out now to yourself, but also to others, how many sentences we say every single day that start with I, and then we brand ourselves immediately afterwards. And I want you to raise your awareness around your I conversation. This is how we keep branding ourselves, you know. And so every time we say an I statement, you are branding yourself towards success or towards failure. It's very, very simple. As you start to raise awareness, you're going to trigger and turn. So what I mean by that is, if you find yourself creating a statement that is negative in bias, you're going to be aware of it. That you're going to become aware of what the trigger was. Why have I just said that? What have I just seen, or what have I just heard that's made me say that statement? And maybe you didn't even say it out loud. Maybe you said it to yourself in your head. Raise awareness, see what the trigger was, and then turn that around with an affirmative statement or an affirmative question. What you don't want to do is you do not want to raise awareness of what comes after I and then follow that stuff around, because you will go down a rabbit hole that you can never get out of. So raise awareness and turn that around in that instant to something that is more positively affirming, that's going to get you to take a new direction. That alone is super powerful and enough for you to start changing your belief systems immediately. If you like this video and want to know more about how to change your beliefs and to create your life of success and wealth, abundance, joy and happiness, your rich life, be sure to check out the next video that I've got lined up for you, and I will see you next time.